A lot has changed since Little Mosque debuted, and it's interesting that the subject matter of what it is no longer part of the conversation in Canada.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden in America, Katie Couric says something, and craziness.
Yeah, it was crazy.
What do you think the show's impact on culture has been?
Well, I think, as you said, in this country, we're Muslims and non-Muslims, and it doesn't matter what ethnicity or religion. I think there's a great assimilation here, right? We're Canadian, I think, and I don't mean that in that kind of American pride way. I mean that in that Canadian pride way. In America, there seems to be, at least from the conversation I had on the show, there's still a lot of disparity, not only within Muslims themselves, but the non-Muslims and Muslims. And the show, I think, has really shown the world, because we're in 80 countries around the world, which is, I didn't even realize there were 80 countries because I wasn't very good in geography. But it's been so powerful and positive. So it's very cool. And over there, I think they could use one. I think Katie was right, even though she got slammed for saying it. I think she was right.
I don't know, man. I think I agree with you, but I think that right now, especially, it happens a little bit in Canada. It's certainly happening more here. It's a big part of the dialogue in America that people just react for the sake of reacting. You know, it's like when that movie Young People came out, people over here freaked out in Canada, and the people who were freaking out didn't see the movie. No. So they had no idea what they were talking about. Down there, what? Arabs, Muslims, comedy, what?
I know. That's like some CBC critics, right?
Yeah.
They don't really watch TV. They just
totally
decide to blow off on it.
Have you found that attitudes have changed in this country since the debut of your show?
It's been such a positive reaction that it seems that way. I've never felt sort of that kind of prejudice, really. I've felt some sort of endemic racism, I think, that wasn't meant to be racist consciously. But Canadians, you know, are kind of, they just have their values, as you were talking about. Yeah. Other people have values in Arkansas. But I think that things have really gotten more positive, really. I think so. I think the show's been great. The show's, we just had the Fairview Mall thing that all the CBC people went to.
Right now,
yeah, for Live Right Now. Yeah. And everyone that came up, it didn't matter whether they were old, young, what color they were, what religion they were really positive about the show, about how it was about outsiders looking in, wanting to be inside, and then kind of assimilating, becoming part of the community. And I think that's what Amar does too, right? He's kind of a big shot, or so he thinks, from the big city. But then he learns to assimilate in a new community, and I think that's what the show's about.